So, hello, this is Gabriela, and as I told you in my previous video that I recorded in Hebrew about the markets starting Sunday tomorrow, but in the US there is no trade, so I'm starting in English to view the sky from Tuesday. So what do we see here on Tuesday? We see that the sun, when the market opens in New York at 9:30, the sun is already in Pisces. So sun in Pisces is the sign of the martyr. Sun is the fire and Pisces is water. So fire and water is a weak position, and we can see that here on the solar fire makes a calculation which planet is strong and which planet is weak. So we can see that the moon is strong and the sun is weak. Where is the moon? The moon is in Cancer. Moon in Cancer is after a trine to the sun. The moon rules Cancer, so how do you feel when you go home? You take off your dresses, your clothes, and your shoes, and you feel cozy. So the same with the moon or any other planet that enters the sign it rules. The moon in Cancer will not bring any power to push the markets up. What can push the markets up? It is Venus-Mars conjunction in Aquarius. So luckily, we see that both departed from a conjunction from Pluto at 0 Aquarius, and Pluto will be in Aquarius for many, many years, 24, 25 years. So this position is very important. But Venus and Mars are departing from it, and we can see that the most important aspect in the sky is Saturn in Pisces still sextile Jupiter in Taurus. Okay? So this is the aspect that is still holding the markets up. So when I make a calculation, I will use the Saturn-Jupiter sextile. And what else do we have? We have Mercury-Neptune. Mercury-Neptune 30 degrees, which is not so important. And that's it. I mean, we have here the 8 degrees and the 25 degrees, support and the resistance levels. So let me go ahead. I will change this to days and I will switch to Wednesday. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in exact 26 to 26 Neptune. Still this aspect lasts. Saturn, Jupiter still lasts. So we don't have much change. The moon moved into Leo. And this is a very important position for the S&P because it makes a major top or major bottom when the moon is in Leo or in Aquarius. So we should wait for a major top and bottom. What happens in the declination? The moon is out of bound. You can see. The moon is out of bound. Okay, let's go forward. The next day, 22nd February, the most important planet is Saturn by one calculation and Venus by another. But the sun is still the weakest. What changed? The moon moved forward and Venus Mars are conjunct, not only by transit but also by declination. And you will see that in another table that I uploaded in my blog. So this is February, Thursday, 22nd. The day is ruled by Jupiter. and we will have to see if there are any important announcements. Okay, let us go to the announcements. One moment, economic calendar, 22nd. Okay, on the 20th, when US market opens, we don't have much. We have leading index. The outlook, the forecast is more negative than the previous, so this is a negative one. On the 21st of January, Zimbabwe has a holiday, not so important for the global markets. We don't care about Zimbabwe, do we? And then Germany speaks, this is important for the DAX. And then house price index in Canada. And then in the United States, somebody talks, a lot of talks, meetings. Okay, and on the Thursday that I was talking about before, Saudi Arabia doesn't trade, and we have CPI in Europe, which is negative. The forecast is negative. We have in Israel announcement, but I wouldn't rely on this because it's all political. And we have USA jobless claims. No forecast yet. And existing home sales, which is more than before. So this is questionable. This is questionable. Why it is questionable? Because I said that February 22, Saturn is the strongest, so Saturn is blocking everything, and the Sun is the weakest, so I don't know about that outcome, what will happen. I don't think it will be so positive. Okay, so this is for Thursday, and the last day trade for America. We don't have trade on Fridays, but America has, and all the Western world. So what do we have here? Venus is the most powerful. Venus is at 8 Aquarius, and the weakest is Mercury. Mercury enters Pisces. Mercury in Pisces is very, very bad because Mercury needs air, and in Pisces, underwater, it doesn't have any air. Okay, so about the last day of the week, Friday, we might see the banks get the top, and everything that is related to Mercury, like grains, we might see a start of a bottom and an up or a decline. So this is important. Mercury in Pisces is important for all the grains. So what did I put up here in my blog yesterday? Today I wrote about how the US, let me show it to you here. One moment. Okay. How the US markets yesterday all topped at 2 o'clock. What happened at 2 o'clock? We had these aspects here. The moon squared the sun. The moon was 120 to Venus. These all show a culmination and the fall. Okay? And then we had the PPI 3 hours later, which rose. So it says that the inflation is going up. And then I put here the aspects for the next 3 days. Not important for the US because you don't have trade. But what is important are the midpoints. So the midpoints, as you can see, on the 18th we have Mercury at the midpoint of Mars-Saturn, and then Neptune, this is a lasting one, on the 19th, because they are slow-moving planets. And then Neptune again, Venus-Jupiter on the 26th, and Saturn between Sun-Mercury. So all these midpoints have a meaning, and you have to read Ebertin's book to know what they are about. Then I uploaded the declination table for the next week, and we can see that the moon will be at 0 declination on the 26th. So 26 will be important to look for a change in trend. Okay. So let us see how did the S&P behave. We can see that on October 26, 27 it made a low, and 72 bars later it topped. So what is 72 bars? It's a very important aspect. It's the fifth of a wheel. So 72 days, it's very, very important to watch. And then we can, I use these psychic lines to look for the next 72 days. And that is on May 22. Well, that is quite far away. Anyway, this will be the next sit, change in trend date. Okay. So I will mark here 72 bars, just to remember it. How did yesterday the markets, US markets, I have here a lot of indices. We can see here which rose and which fell, and the news. QQQ, SQQQ went up. I have this share, let me see what did it do. SQQQ has been falling since October, of course. So now it will be a big long above 1180, correcting up half the way. What else do I have here? Not this one. Okay. The Bitcoin. I wanted to show you the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin topped at 52,800 almost, and now it is below. It broke down from a triangle, so it will go to 5,300 or even to 48,900. Okay, so good luck and have a nice holiday.